Our fourth contestant this evening, Rich Hopkins. Glorious victory. Glorious victory, Rich Hopkins.
Glistening sweat trickles down my brow. Bulging muscles flex in anticipation. Chants of Richard, Richard, Richard fill the air. Only 50 yards separates me from glorious victory. Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, it's my childhood, and I'll remember it any way I choose. In the 5th grade, my parents entered me into the physically disabled Olympics. I was excited. I dedicated every recess to training my atrophied left leg to work in concert with my healthier right-footed twin, determined to grasp the gold. That day, I lined up with 8 other boys. In truth, we only had a 25-yard lane. Tagged the wall, turned back to the finish. Start me out here. Ready, set, go! I took off in my trademark Hopkins hop-along style. And as I tagged the turn, I saw I had no competition. Glorious victory! Next up, the scooter race. Square plastic boards with 4 wheels. Racers lay forward, legs extended, propeller arms pushing us down that same shortened track. Turning around on wheels is a bit trickier. Go full speed, approach the wall, stick your arm out like a linchpin, and slingshot yourself back the other way. I had a little bit of time, so I thought I'd check out my competition. A few of them were being helped out of their wheelchairs. 2 had full-length leg braces. Another had to be tied down to his board. Still, I raced, and I won. Glorious victory. Champion disabled athlete. I'd received my first official label. But it just didn't feel right. Do you remember when you were 11, before political correctness and sensitivity training? I was 11, and it just didn't feel right. Now, I know life would have been easier if I had just accepted their label, worn their crown. At least easier for them. Are you who you always wanted to be? Or who the world says you are? With 6.7 billion people on the planet, labels seem inevitable. We're trained to identify people quickly and simply. It's like professional triage. Who do we choose to have time for? We ask and answer the questions, who are you and what do you do? As if it's the same. Salesman, secretary, surgeon, architect, mechanic, stay-at-home mom. Some of these are labels we earn, we work hard for, and take pride in. Others the world pushes upon us, forces us to bear. Some we haphazardly write ourselves and just settle into. Are you celebrating glorious victory? Or have you just ended up where you are? Forced there, pushed by the demands of your friends, your family. Simple survival. Successful perhaps, but is it success celebrated or settled for? What about the stay-at-home mom that wishes she could be an architect? Or the architect that always wanted to be a mechanic? or the mechanic that always dreamed of being a stay-at-home mom. I could no more accept the label of disabled athlete then than I will the label of disabled speaker now. Every time the world pushes me into place, I push back. My mom tried to protect me from risky activities, but her touch of gray proves I found my own risks. My doctors wouldn't let me play high school basketball. Instead, I led the fast break on neighborhood courts. In the past year, my biggest disability doesn't even stem from my newly acquired titanium toes. It's my Ben and Jerry's belly! My prostheticist says he won't give me a new super deluxe athletic ankle until I lose 40 pounds. Some people tell me, why bother? Just be glad you can walk. When the world asks you to settle, what will your answer be? Again, I pushed back. I obviously didn't lose 40 pounds, but I did find a nicer prostheticist. 2 weeks ago, I upgraded my upgrade. I went from brick to bounce. Anybody up for a game of one-on-one? When you first joined Toastmasters, who did the world tell you you were? Stutterer? Shrieking violet? Someone who no one would ever want to listen to? Who are you tonight? Who will you be after this conference? Ladies and gentlemen, it's your childhood. Whether it's your first, second, third, you can celebrate it any way you choose. Don't run the wrong race. Don't wear the wrong crown. Be willing to push back and never settle for anything less than glorious victory. Mr. Toastmaster.